see what happens. Today's video is about my gender reveal, which I had a couple months back now actually, but this is the first time I'm actually going to talk about it properly. If you've seen my TikTok on it, you'll have a gist of this anyway. But because of being pregnant in a pandemic, it has been really tough to kind of organise the kind of traditional things that you would do when you're expecting a baby, whether that is a name day, a baby shower, a gender reveal, all of those kind of things which you would expect to do if you were pregnant. You would expect to, like, oh, these are things that normal people do. Not that you have to do them, personal preference and everything. For me, the whole time I was pregnant, like since I got pregnant, I was convinced I was having a boy. I was convinced I was having a boy. I'm not sure if it was just mother's intuition or what, but I was convinced that I would be having a boy this whole time. Convinced. So I used to have it where I'd say, no, it's a boy. I'd refer to him as a boy. And people were like, oh, how do you know it's a boy? Like, how do you know? And I'd be like, because it's a boy. I just know it's a boy. 100% I know it's a boy. When it came to the gender reveal, if you've seen my 20-week anomaly scan video, in that I mentioned that I asked the sonographer not to tell me the gender and to actually put it down on a card. I really should have that card on me and then show you it, but I don't have it on me. My sister has it, so I might have to like add that clip in at some point. For my 20-week scan, I asked the lady not to tell me the gender, but to write it down for me so it could be a surprise. So I had this plan in my head anyway, and it was kind of difficult doing it in a COVID safe way. I rented this apartment, we had it for a few days. There was like 3 or 4 of us staying there at the time, and we just set up all nicely. Even though I invited 10 people, only 6 of us actually came. Some people let me down, some people had like proper reasons as to why they couldn't come, and that's absolutely fine. It was just major cash loss, because I could have gone out with just 6 of us, you know, rather than having to rent somewhere so that enough people could come. So it ended up being me, my sister, 2 of her friends are also my friends, shout out you guys, and 2 of my friends that came. It wasn't many of us, but I'm so grateful that the people that came. And I completely understand why the people that didn't come couldn't come, but I'm so thankful for the ones that did come to enjoy that with me, because my sister knew the gender because she was helping plan it, and as a result her friend who was coming as well also knew the gender. And then once that friend knew, another one of my sister's friend was like, well, why does she get to know and I don't get to know? She shouldn't know. And I literally got I got angry messages like this about it. And I was like, as long as my sister trusts you not to tell me or ruin it for me by accident, then fine, you can know as well. So out of the 6 people that came, 3 people knew the gender already. So I was really concerned that if no one comes, then it's just me reacting to it. And like, some people can act and force a response to things, but I was like, I don't want it to just be me reacting to it. So I'm glad that the people that came, so that it wasn't just me responding to it. But my whole pregnancy, I felt like it was going to be a boy. I felt like I was carrying a boy this whole time. I would refer to him as a boy. Even though I had like a list of girl names and boy names, like most of us females tend to keep a notes page of all of our boy and girl names in there, for ideas. But with me, I had my names and I was like, oh, if it's a girl, I'm gonna name it this, like solid. But if it's a boy, I'm not sure what I'm gonna name it. And I think because I felt like it was a boy, I was a bit more indecisive on choosing. I know it sounds really, really strange, but I literally just knew. I just knew I was having a boy, and I would always refer to him as a boy, to the point where people would be like, when you end up with a girl, I'm going to tell them how you thought they were a boy when they were in your belly. And I'd be like, that's fine, because it's not going to happen, because it's a boy. And I was so adamant it was a boy, to the point where people would be like, so you know the gender? I was like, no, I just know that it's a boy. Duh. Maybe, like, even when I was just naturally in conversation, I would always refer to him as a boy. Just naturally. It wasn't like by force or anything like that, I just naturally would refer to him. Like when he's older or things like this, like I just knew. So maybe I manifested it, maybe I did, maybe I manifested it by speaking it into existence, but I was 100% convinced it was a boy. So with the gender reveal, I decided to have a small gathering with a few people. I am a naturally kind of planny person, kind of stressy person. Like I'll make documents on like to-do lists. I have daily to-do lists. I'm like that person. So to organise something so important that I couldn't know the answer to, I was like leaving it into my sister's hands, but I was also trying to give her some guidance with like things that she might want to think about, activities, those kind of stuff. Because she's only 18, like she's not gonna know everything, and you can Google and stuff like that. It's not like I didn't trust her with the task, but I felt like because it's a lot of pressure to put on one person, and if you've seen some of my other videos, you might know that I don't really have family support like that. So it's a lot to put on one person, especially a teenager, to come up and plan this big thing by themselves. I literally gave her like a help sheet, I gave her some money, and I was like, go plan it, and just don't tell me. Just don't tell me. On this help sheet that I gave my sister, I put like activities, I put different ways that we could reveal the gender, whether that was like cutting a cake, doing some smoke cannons, doing fireworks, the balloon popping, cannon popping, those kind of things. As just some ideas for inspiration, you know. Tried to do things that would work in an indoor setting, that were inconspicuous, because I didn't need people question what I was doing in the middle of a pandemic, because mind your business. So we decided to go with the big balloon gender reveal, you know, like the big black balloon. It says girl or boy, and it's like opaque, so you cannot see through that. Like I thought you might be able to see through it, but you cannot see through it. We went with this big balloon reveal, but at the same time I also got 2 cannons, because at the time I asked my baby daddy if he wanted to come to the thing, and his response was, go away. So I had already bought these cannon things anyway, in case miracle happened and there was a change of heart. But anyway, so I had these 2 cannons, these 2 gold cannons, and I also had a big balloon with confetti and stuff like that. And I bought some like online kits from Amazon and those kind of things that had like more balloons in, confetti to go in the big balloons, all of those kind of things, which I was genuinely surprised by the quality of them. Like whenever I see something which has a shit ton of stuff in it, I'd expect it to be cheap, poor quality. It was actually really good quality and worth it. Like I was really concerned like the little photo props and stuff like that would look really poor, but they looked really good. If you are looking online for some props and stuff like that for your gender reveal, don't be disheartened by those kind of sets that look like they should be cheap, because my one was really good. Really, really good. I'm glad my sister bought it. So I'm not really good at having secrets kept from me, and obviously this was something really important that I wanted to be a surprise for me. I wanted to find out with other people. I wanted to record it. I didn't want it to be in a dark room in an ultrasound by myself, crying by myself with my mask on, because nobody wants to do that. If you've seen any of my other videos, then you know that being pregnant in a pandemic has sucked so much. And this gender reveal was something that I really, really wanted to do, and have shared with other people. So I'm surprised that we were even able to keep it a secret from me, because normally I would be actively looking and finding out information, or I think it's so easy to accidentally find out somehow, whether it's someone like letting it slip or those kind of things, because accidents do happen. But for 3 people to know and talk to me regularly and not one of them let me know, like, I'm surprised. I really thought someone was going to accidentally ruin it for me and I would lose my shit. But yeah, because this pandemic has sucked for being pregnant, this gender reveal was really nice to actually share something with other people. So the way we set up was that I was going to stand, my friends were going to record it, and that's what you can see in my TikToks and probably in some clips of this video. I was going to stand and I had the balloon in my hand, and I had like a skewer, like a wooden skewer that I was going to pop it with, and that was very effective. Very effective. I was getting ready to pop it. At the same time, I had my sister holding the confetti cannon, just in case inside the balloon there wasn't enough confetti or it looked shit. Because you know that things can go wrong when they feel like it. Things can just be underwhelming, that kind of stuff. So I was concerned it would be underwhelming. So I was like, Kira, which is my sister, I was like, Kira, can you do the balloon thing once I've done it, and make sure not to go too early, because if you ruin it for me, I'm gonna cry. And this is a point in time where I was crying all the time in my pregnancy. So you did not want me to start crying. No sir, you did not. So I was really nervous, and I had we played some games. We had a cake. My sister baked me a cake, which she decorated. I helped her put on like the little decorations on the top, but I didn't know the colour inside. When I say like I'm surprised it didn't come out, like, no one accidentally told me. I didn't accidentally see anything in the bin that I wasn't meant to see. Like, there were so many ways it could have come out that the fact that it didn't was really impressive towards me.
Hi, big boy.
He has been wriggling around this whole video, and that was just a big one, wasn't it? But yeah, so when I popped this balloon, it was really, really loud. My sister struggled to pop her cannon, but I popped this balloon, and because so much came out, I actually had to look at the floor to see what the colour was. Even though, like, it didn't look pink, it just didn't, it looked white, and I was like, what does that mean? White. But it was actually the light blue. And I was just really happy, and then I had my friends screaming like, oh my god, I knew it, blah blah blah, and I saw everyone's excitement and got some cute videos and pictures and those kind of things, and it's all going to go in my memory book, and it was just really, really nice to share that with people. So if you are in a pandemic, if you are in lockdown, stuff like that, try and figure out a way that you can do some type of celebrating it with other people, because I don't think we should let this pandemic ruin our experience for us. As long as you're doing it in a safe way, like you're not really doing it in a ridiculously bad way, then that's all you can do. And I know I'll probably get backlash and people will say like, no, you shouldn't be encouraging people to do this, this and that. Like, at the end of the day, like, this is a moment in time that people who are pregnant in a pandemic, you can never relive this pregnancy. This is your one shot to have this pregnancy. So make the memories you can, and if you've got to do things not completely by the book, then do those things completely not by the book. I'm pretty sure you're more likely to regret not doing it than doing it. But like I said, as long as you're doing it safely, whether that's all quarantining or self-isolating together and then doing the celebration, or whether it is some type of virtual baby shower reveal, gender reveal thing, like, don't not do it. Like, just do it. Just do it. I don't regret doing it, and I would encourage people to definitely do it themselves, because it is such a great moment. And I was just so happy. I was just so happy that I was right. First and foremost, I was so happy that I was right. I don't know why I was so nervous at the start. Like, I was just shaking about it. I don't know why. I love being right, and it just felt really nice to know that I was right, and I have this weird connection with my baby that I knew from the start that it was a boy. I knew from the start that he was a boy, like, and to me that shows you how much, like, a woman's intuition and mother's intuition and stuff like that is like a legit thing, because I was convinced, I was adamant from the start that I was having a boy. For me to be so headstrong on it and not have any doubts, and then for that to be right, it was just like, yes. Before we did the actual balloon pop-in, we played some games, wrote down some, like, if it's a boy, these are some name predictions. We made some colouring pages for his first ABC book when he's older, which we're going to laminate and put together, which we haven't finished because there's 20 something numbers in the 20 something letters in the alphabet, and there was only 6 of us and 1 child, so that's something we'll carry on doing during my baby shower, so we get it finalled. But we played some games and those kind of things. We put boy and girl names, and I actually had one of my friends who knew the gender told me that she was deliberately trying to do things to make me think it was a girl. Like, she was keeping these papers in a pink folder connected to my gender reveal and just trying to give me subtle hints that it would be a girl to confuse me or make me doubt myself. And I saw all these little hints and I still went, nope, it's a boy. It's a boy. So it was nice to say, like, even though people were trying to throw me off or those kind of things, that I didn't doubt myself. I didn't doubt what I thought I was having. I knew I was having a boy this whole time. One thing with this gender reveal is the fact that people will always ask you, like, do you want a boy or do you want a girl? I just want a healthy baby. I just want a healthy baby. Like, I couldn't care less what the gender is. I couldn't care what the sex is. I couldn't care for any of these things, but as long as my baby is healthy and happy, doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl. To me personally, it always sounds weird to me when they wish that they're like, oh, I really want a girl, I really want a girl, I really want a girl. If it's not a girl, I'm gonna be upset. Like, when your reactions and stuff like that, like I've seen some gender reveals and stuff where it's been the gender that someone doesn't want, and you can see how disappointed they are. And it's like, at the end of the day, this is your child. Like, this is your child. It shouldn't matter if it's a boy or a girl. And I don't mind if you have like a preference of whether, oh, if it's, I would prefer to have a boy first and then a girl, because it can do like the old stereotypical, like the boy can protect his little sister kind of thing. But that's a preference. It's not a, if it's not a boy, I'm gonna be mad. A lot of guys I know are like, I want a son, give me sons. Like, a lot of guys I know are always like that, give me sons. And it's like, I know for a fact when you see your daughter, you're going to be smitten by her, but it's the fact that you guys are moving disappointed over your child, and that just doesn't sit right with me. Like, it's your child. Whether it's a boy or a girl, it's still your child, so it shouldn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, you know. So I always feel some type of way when people like ask me that question, and my answer will always be the same. Even though I knew in my soul, I knew it was a boy, I would always say, I don't care. I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. It doesn't make a difference to me. That's my child, and I'm gonna love them forever. It's not something that is gonna change based on whether they have a penis or not. Like, weird. People are weird. That is how my gender reveal went, and I'm so glad I did it. So if you are pregnant in a pandemic and considering if you should do a gender reveal of some sort, definitely do it. Whether you record it and share it with people, whether you invite a few friends around, whether you hire a table at a restaurant, do it safely, but definitely do it, because you're going to regret not doing it. That was my gender reveal. That was finding out I'm having a son. It sounds so weird sharing with you guys that I'm actually having a son now. He's due in February, and he is wonderful, and that's all that matters. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. I'll see you in the next video.